Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. And today we're taking a look at a fish. This fish. So, yeah, this is the GT610 fish, or maybe Hall of Fame. I don't think it's an official name, but it kinda is a Hall of Fame 610, based on the fact that all other 610s are literal garbage, and this one isn't. But yeah, so this is another one of the FCR Don't Die X acquisitions. And we are like getting stuff shipped now, and I realized I never made a video about this. To be fair, it's not really that exciting. It's also not really that rare. Like, they are not super easy to come by, but I've seen multiple people have them, even multiple of them. So yeah, and he found one. I don't know if it was from Germany or if it was just cheaper to ship to Germany. But he sent it through me, and yeah, whenever I get sent stuff through me, I get to make videos about it. And I guess this is this one. So I'm gonna take a look at the card. The card itself is not that exciting, to be honest, but what it represents is pretty cool, because this is why I like this is why Galax is one of my favorite GPU manufacturers. I wish they did AMD cards, because I think they would make some pretty nice AMD cards. Because Galax is one of those manufacturers that, no matter what card you're looking for, though that's only true for older generations, but, well, they did like a one-off card. They did like a 2070 Hall of Fame, or like an anniversary for the 20 series. I don't think there's any Hall of Fame not top-end cards for the 30 series though, but there's plenty of those in older generations like 900, 700, 600 series. So basically whatever card you're looking for, it doesn't have to be like a 780 Ti or 780, it can also be like a 760 or a 970 or even a 960. You can probably find a Hall of Fame version for it. They might not be super common, but they exist, and they are really, really cool. The only other manufacturer that I can think of that makes like super like overkill PCBs for non-top-end cards is, I think, Zotac, and to an extent MSI, because MSI made some pretty cool like mid-tier cards, but I think Zotac and Galax are the only ones that do it for like low-end cards like this one too. And on another note, I do have one of those Zotac cards coming, so we'll see that soon. I'm just gonna say 8-phase VRM. So anyway, let's actually take a look at the GT610 here. So yeah, it is a passively cool card. I mean, it is a 610. This is, well, part of the 600 series, but it's not even based on Kepler, I think. I think this is actually based on Fermi 2.0. So sadly, this is not a 28 nanometer card, it's a 40 nanometer one. Which, I mean, Fermi 2.0 was fine. Fermi 1.0 was rather obnoxious. Yeah. So here we have the PCB in all its glory. Do I have some to clean that die? I do have something to clean that die. So we can confirm what architecture we're dealing with here. It's either gonna be GF or GK. Yeah, it's a GF. It's Fermi. It's GF 119-300A1. So this is a Fermi card. So yeah. And actually, what's the BBBG? Elpida. It says DDR3, so BBBG. I don't know if that, well, it might be BBBG. I don't know if maybe for DDR3 it's different. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, for Elpida you just take the last 4 letters before the first dash. I don't even see it says DDR3 on it. That's cool. But yeah. So this is the PCB of the fish, and as you can see, there's no 8-phase VRM on this. There's a single-phase V-Core VRM, which uses these rather big, like old style MOSFETs that you like. I don't know. I have a B75 motherboard that still uses these. It's like well, it's from around the same era. I don't know how long these have been used. I think these days you get the, what's it called, SOP8 package? Like the flat discrete MOSFETs is what you get these days. So it's a rather simple one-phase V-core. I doubt this thing is gonna pull any amount of power that we actually have to look up any data sheets for it. It's kind of like the NVS 300. Like, the NVS 300 ran like 1.6 volts, no problem. VRM didn't even get hot. Like, if you go low end enough, your core is gonna pull so little power that pretty much whatever MOSFETs you have, they're gonna be fine. And here we even have two low sides, so it's gonna be fine. For the memory, like we have one inductor here, and then it's actually kind of interesting. So this is probably... So this chip right here is probably one entire VRM in one chip. I have heard of those. They are like... Well, I mean, you get things like that for like PEX rails, but usually it's not 8-pin ICs, it's usually like something else that looks like more like a PWM controller. But I think I've seen these before, so this is probably... What chip is that? Can't really read it. Let's see if the camera can focus on it. I think that F means Fairchild something. Or maybe that is the... No, that's probably the V-Core controller. The RT9259A. Because on the back, this is probably the BIOS chip. Yeah. And then this, I think... No, actually, this is a RT something. So maybe this is the memory controller. But why is it next to V-Core? Yeah, because that's the V-Core inductor. This is the memory inductor. So I'm not entirely sure, but RT usually means something VRM related. I thought it was gonna be something related to the DVI output. It could still be, but RT usually means something VRM related. Oh, we also get a fan cable, even though it's a passive card. So maybe this is a dual NFET, and then this is the controller, which likely has integrated drivers. It might be something like that. So yeah. So now let's actually get into the interesting part of the card, which is our voltage read points, because yeah, that's why I said it's kind of like a GT610 Hall of Fame. So yeah, so it has voltage read points for basically all the rails. So we have ground, memory, GPU voltage. We have 5 volts over here. We have PCI. Is that PCI 12 volts or PEX? Actually, now while I'm thinking about it, this thing needs a PEX rail. Maybe that's the PEX rail then. Or maybe... Well, I don't really know. Like these super low-end cards sometimes... Because like... Okay, that's probably 5 volts. But like for these super low-end cards that have like super simple PCBs, the thing is, PEX is usually about 1 volt. And V-Core is usually about 1 volt. So even though both rails are technically separate, you could just use one VRM to power both of them and it will work. It's probably not gonna be like according to spec, but it will work. I think I've even seen something like, yeah, like I think Buildzoid repaired a 7970 like that once, where he took the VDDCI voltage and put that into PEX because the PEX rail on his card died. And VDDCI is another one of those voltages that's like around 1 volt. So yeah, it does work. So maybe this one straight up doesn't have a PEX rail, or maybe that's the PEX rail, and then this is an entire VRM in one tiny chip for the memory. So yeah. Yeah, but the cool part about the card is definitely the voltage read points, because it's not much, but it is something. It helps with overclocking, and, well, that mounting doesn't fit any phase change, but you can probably get an LM2 port adapter for that, and that might collide. But, like, they sort of kept this area empty so that you can actually mount an LM2 port to this. But yeah, so this is like, I mean, of all the 610s, this is the best one, because it has these voltage read points, which, yeah, it's a quality of life feature, but it is something. 610s are solo end, like, they're literally Fermi in the 600 series. That's like, you can't really go lower end. Like, I think this literally is the lowest end card you can get, unless there's like some GT 605 OEM card. So yeah. Yeah, so that's the cool thing about the card. And basically what I wanted to make this video is not really to show off the card itself, but to show off the fact that Galax makes these kinds of cards where they take a GPU or like a graphics card that's not specifically high-end, but then they make one with overclocking focused features anyway. Now, most of these cards have many more features than just voltage read points. But yeah, this philosophy of them to add overclocking features to basically every graphics card they make extends down to the 610, which is really cool. So yeah, I kind of wanted to make this video just because Galax does make these graphics cards. Like, I think there's a hall of fame for literally every card in the GTX 900 series. I don't know about the GT 900 series. Were there even GT 900s? I'm not sure. But like from the GTX 950 to the 980 Ti, I think every single card has a hall of fame. And then similar for 700 series, like I'm pretty sure there's a 750 hall of fame. So yeah, it's really cool. They are kind of rare. Like the top end ones are not really rare. Those are made in high volume. But then the lower end Hall of Fame ones, they are kind of rarer. They're kind of hard to get. I haven't really seen any in the wild yet. But I think Europe is also not really the right place to look for them. I think if you really want one, you're gonna have to import it from somewhere from Asia, I think. Like, generally just the Asian GPU market is where you can find a lot of cool stuff. Because, like, that's another cool thing about Zotac. The cards they make in Europe tend to go from, like, meh to it's okay, I guess. And then once in a while they make a pretty good one. But in the Asian market, Zotac has some really cool designs that they didn't sell anywhere else. And same is true for another couple manufacturers. There's some really cool and unique GPU designs that you can find on the Asian GPU market. So yeah, I mean, if you need a unique card, that's definitely the place to go. It's just that I don't speak any of the languages, so it's kind of hard to navigate those websites if they don't have an English option. So yeah. Yeah, that's why I also think this card, like, it. Yeah, that's not a European language. Though they might just put that on all the cards they make. Yeah. They are cool. There is a 610 with overclocking focus features. They exist. And they are fish. These also come in like very different colors. I don't know if the PCB comes in different colors, but the heatsink definitely comes in different colors. So this one's a true fish with green, but I think you can also get them in like white, black, pink, blue. I don't know if the PCB comes in different colors. Like a white PCB would have been really cool. Like that's also the thing that I like about the Hall of Fame cards. They usually have a white PCB. And then there's me who has one Hall of Fame card and it's black. Which, like usually I don't complain about matte black PCBs. I like the aesthetic, but come on. This is a Hall of Fame. Why is it like... The one thing about Hall of Fame cards is that they have white PCBs and I get the one that doesn't. But I think that 2070 they made also didn't have a white PCB. But most Hall of Fames have a white one. Which also like looks really cool. Cause like, I mean you can get blue PCBs from like old Gigabyte cards and like red PCBs from some AMD brands. But like white PCBs, I think you really only get from Hall of Fame on graphics cards. MSI did make some white motherboards or like some silver-ish motherboards for like B450 I think. But yeah, if you want a white PCB you probably have to go for a Hall of Fame. Anyway, I think this video's been long enough now. Just kinda, yeah, talking about the fact how Galax makes graphics cards a lot more interesting just by existing, like by doing what they do. Because it's cool, I like it, and I'm pretty sure most overclockers also like it because they give us options. For sure it's not gonna be that fun if one person has a Hall of Fame card and everyone else is on a reference card, because, well, if you, like for 950s, most designs are probably just like reference cards with like different coolers on them, and then if one gets a Hall of Fame, then yeah, probably gonna beat everyone, but I mean, makes people e-power things. That's also cool. So yeah, Galax is a really cool brand. If I wasn't such a Gigabyte chill, I might actually consider a Galax graphics card next. Though these days they only make Hall of Fames for like the very high end, for like 3090s, 3090 Ti's, and they are so damn expensive. Like, I straight up won't pay. Like, I am not considering a high-end Nvidia card this generation, or probably the next. Like, I mean, I wouldn't anyway. I have my 2080 Ti and I'm gonna run that thing into the ground. Like, I went from a 780 Ti to a 2080 Ti because the 780 Ti died. Though to be fair, I wouldn't have kept it for much longer then. Like, daily system, like my daily system changes only when I have to. And for graphics cards, that's either it becomes so obsolete that I literally can't use it anymore, or it literally dies. So far, one card has died and the 2080 Ti is, well, it's probably gonna live a long life still. Anyway, I wanted to end this video like 3 times now, so I'm just gonna do it now. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed hearing a little bit about how Galax makes stuff more interesting and how I kind of like them for it. And until next time, goodbye.